evening and welcome to the March 9th, 2015 meeting of the Florissant City Council. As we begin our events this evening, if you could join me and the council, stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you wish to make a comment at the hearing from citizens portion of the meeting, I would ask that you fill out a speaker's card located on the table inside the entrance to the chambers. And if you'll pass that along to the city attorney, he'll pass it down the dais. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Schmidt. Schmidt. Schmidt.
Here.
Hernandez.
Here.
Lee.
Here.
Jones. Egan.
Here.
Caputa.
Here.
Shuldra.
Here.
Hanky. Pagano. Here.
Let the record reflect that a quorum is present. Item number 3, Mr. Hernandez moves for approval for the meeting minutes of February 23rd, 2015. That is seconded by Mr. Lee. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The minutes are approved. Hearing from citizens. Again, if you would like to make a comment during this portion of the meeting, I would ask that you fill out a speaker card and give it to our city attorney, and he'll pass it down the dais to myself. Miss Carla Renagle. Carla Renagle. Right up here to the lectern, ma'am. And I would ask that you speak into the microphone, and I would also tell you that this is not a question and answer period. So if you have a question you need answered, you can see myself or one of the council people after the meeting. If you'll state your name and address for the record, we'll give you your 3 minutes. Hold on, ma'am. I have her mic on here.
I think there's a little button underneath. If you unclamp that.
He'll get it.
Okay.
Right, but
Okay, let's try it again, ma'am. We're not on yet?
Probably needs a battery.
Let's try that one.
Can you hear
There
me
we
now?
go.
Wow. All right. Carla Renagle, 2645 Holiday Hill, Florissant.
All right, thank you.
So greetings to each of you, councilman and mayor. It's a joy to come here and speak with you tonight. The man I'm with, Rodney Huckleberry, and I were in Jefferson City last Wednesday giving testimony for a convention of states. And I wanted to give you an update to let you know what is happening with that, because this is very, very important legislation that impacts each and every American citizen. So I know we all know what the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution is. All men are created equal. That concept comes from only the teachings of Judaism and Christianity. That was put into law where we're to treat each other with respect and have that accountability. And that's put into the law here in the Constitution. And one of those ways that we have this accountability is where we can petition our government for redress of grievances, and we do this through our state. And that's what the Convention of States is doing. It's petitioning. It's the people coming together to petition our state to join in a conversation called a convention with all the other states on how to curb the federal government. So Wednesday, 5 of these resolutions, 2 in the House and 3 in the Senate, there's a hearing about them. The opposition was ineffective and very illogical. There was standing room only in each of these hearing rooms. Um, The legislation is the very same for every state. We have 28 states so far that, in this legislative session, that have introduced this legislation. We expect to have 41 states by the end of the year. 3 states have passed it already. It is vital, if you support this, that one, you sign the petition, and secondly, that you let Gina Walsh, who is on the Senate committee, know that you support this, and also our representative. I'm assuming that most of you have Keith English, but he needs to know that you support this, and if we would support it as a group, it would be a big impact. So that is what I have to ask, and I would ask also, one other thing is the churches in St. Louis are coming together because of the crisis in Ferguson. The most damage in Florissant was a mile from my house, so I've been really involved in this. On the papers I gave you, there is one sheet inviting you all to come to a racial reconciliation event. Our mayor was invited in October. He participated with the, well, he wasn't able to attend, but he participated. Thank you. That was my time.
Thank
right?
you, Ms. Reinagle.
Thank you.
Rodney Huckleberry. Good evening, sir. If you'd be so kind as to give us your name and address for the record.
Rodney Huckleberry. I live at 579 Highway F, Eolia, Missouri. I'm the St. Louis Region Coalition Director for Convention of States, as well as the Northeast Missouri Regional Director. I guess follow up with what she said. You guys probably don't know a lot about Convention of States, so I'll just give you a brief explanation of what it is. It usually takes an hour to do that. So Convention of States is, we're applying to Congress to propose amendments to the Constitution under Article 5 of the United States Constitution. I'm personally involved with this because I'm a U.S. Air Force veteran, and I've seen for years how the federal government has grown way out of control, got too much power, and is indebting every one of us under the debt that we have. So my goal is to get as many people as I can in Missouri on board with this. It's a grassroots movement. It was started with Dr. Mike Ferris, who is with the Homeschool Legal Defense Association, and he's a Supreme Court litigator. Mark Meckler, who was the founder of Tea Party Patriots and now president of Citizens for Self-Governance. So what we want to do, there's 3 purposes to the application for convention. One is to put fiscal restraints on the federal government. That'll take some of the power away from them as far as the regulatory bureaucracies that we have. We won't have as much money to spend, and reduce the debt. Some people say a balanced budget, but it actually says fiscal restraints in the application. The second part is to rein in the power and jurisdiction of the federal government. This can be quite a few things, but it's very constrained to the power and power of the federal government over the states, over us, over the people. The third part of it is term limits for Congress and officials, such as some of the heads of the bureaucracies in Washington, D.C. So this whole thing is narrowed down to a specific focus. A lot of people worry that this is going to run away. We'll have amendments that will destroy the Constitution. That's not true. I ask you to go to conventionofstates.com and look it up. There's a lot of information on there that will tell you how this won't be a runaway convention, because I know it's probably going through your minds about right now. So in 3 minutes, that's about all I can say, I guess. Am I up to my time, probably?
You're close.
Yeah. So like I said, conventionofstates.com. If you want to go on the Missouri website, housemo.gov, it's House Continuing Resolution HCR 14 and 19, and Senate Resolutions SCR 19, 21, and 23. So go on there, see who sponsored those, see who's co-sponsored those resolutions in the House, and read it. The last 2 paragraphs of those applications are standard across the United States, and we're going to get this done.
Thank you
Thank
very much for your time, sir.
Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Dick Kellett. Good evening, Mr. Kellett. If you'd be so kind as to state your name and address for the record, we'd be appreciative.
My name is Dick Kellett. I live at 2025 Washington, Florissant, Missouri, 63033. Mr. Chairman, fellow councilman, and Mayor Schneider, I have lived in Florissant for 58 years. Just a second, I want to put my glasses on. I would like to address the council and the people of Florissant. The mayor of Florissant is a full-time job. He is not only the mayor, but he is also the administrator, which is unlike part-time mayors. Mayor Schneider has lived and paid taxes to the city of Florissant for more than 35 years. He was on the council for 30 years plus, and he has been our mayor for the past 4 years. He was a successful businessman before he was elected mayor. The mayor has a $30 million budget to oversee. He, along with the council, put the STEP program in for the employees so that each of them received a raise. The police also received this raise. He was able to balance our budget and also buy new equipment for the grass cutting and snow removal. Our police department is the best in St. Louis County. Since the STEP program in, the morale at the police department has soared. The mayor does not rent a room in Florissant. He owns a house and pays taxes on it. The mayor received an award from VFW Post 4105 for his patriotism during the Vietnam War. He served 2 tours in Vietnam and 1 tour in Gitmo with the Seabees. His opponent, who never served in our military, questions this award.
Mr. Kellett, please.
I am a 60-year lifetime member of Chapter 1 of Disabled American Veterans, and I am asking all veterans to vote for Mayor Tom Schneider,
Mr. Kellett.
a Vietnam veteran.
Mr. Kellett.
I will also add that the city of Florissant has a great rapport with the black community, with many endorsements from them.
Mr.
Mayor
Kellett.
Schneider also takes the time to stay involved with the DARE program and goes to the different schools to read to the students and give the history of our great country. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kellett.
Have a nice night.
Communications. And we have no communications. Public hearings. We have no public hearings. Item number 7, old business. Second readings, bill number 9056. Mr. Hinkie moves for a second reading, seconded by Mr. Shildroff. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
An ordinance to rezone for Missouri CVS Pharmacy LLC, the property located at 696-698 North Highway 67, from a B3 extensive commercial district to a B5 plain commercial district to allow for the operation of a 24-hour drive-through retail liquor sales and medical clinic.
Mr. Hinkie moves for a third reading. That is seconded by Mr. Hernandez. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Madam Clerk, please read the bill for the third time.
An ordinance to rezone for Missouri CVS Pharmacy LLC, the property located at 696-698 North Highway 67, from a B3 extensive commercial district to a B5 plain commercial district to allow for the operation of a 24-hour drive-through pharmacy, retail, liquor sales, and medical clinic.
Prior to a final vote being taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to make a comment? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Hernandez? Lee?
Yes.
Egan?
Yes?
Caputa?
Yes.
Shildroff.
Yes.
Hanky.
Yes.
Pagano.
Yes.
Bill 9056 passes and becomes ordinance 8122, 8122. Bill 9077, I will make motion for a second reading on 9077, as seconded by Mr. Shildroff. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Madam Clerk, please read the bill for the second time.
An ordinance authorizing a transfer of special use permit number 7942 from Catholic Restaurant, Inc., DBA Casleet, to JB&W LLC Tropical Grill for the location and operation of a carryout restaurant located at 8141 North Lindbergh.
I'll make a motion for a third reading, and that is seconded by Mr. Caputa. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Madam Clerk, please read the bill for the third time.
An ordinance authorizing a transfer of special use permit number 7942 from Catholic Restaurant, Inc., DBA Casleet, to JB&W LLC DBA Tropical Grill for the location and operation of a carryout restaurant located at 8141 North Lindbergh.
Prior to a vote, final vote being taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to make comment? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Hernandez?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Egan?
Yes?
Caputa?
Yes.
Shildroff.
Yes.
Hanky?
Yes.
Pagano.
Yes.
Bill 9077 passes and becomes ordinance 8123, 8123. Bill 9078. Mr. Shildroff makes a motion for a second ordinance. That is seconded by Mr. Lee. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Madam Clerk, please read the bill for the second time.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Florissant to enter into a user agreement for dispatch equipment for the interoperable radio system with St. Louis County, Missouri.
Ms. Pagano makes a motion for a third reading of this bill. That is seconded by Mr. Hernandez. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Madam Clerk, please read a bill for the third time.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Florissant to enter into a user agreement for dispatch equipment for the interoperable radio system with St. Louis County, Missouri.
Prior to a final vote being taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to make comment? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Hernandez?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Egan?
Yes?
Caputa?
Yes.
Shildroff.
Yes.
Hanky?
Yes.
Pagano.
Yes.
Bill 9078 passes and becomes ordinance 8124, 8124. Item number 8 on the agenda, board appointments. Mr. Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to reappoint Mary Pat Outlaw to the Citizens Participation Committee.
That appointment is motioned by Mr. Caputa, seconded by Mr. Shildroff. All in favor? Aye. The appointment carries. Any more, Mr. Lee? Mr. Shildroff.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to reappoint Kay Thies, 140 North St. Charles, and Christine Kyle, 110 St. Pierre, to the Citizens Participation Committee.
Mr. Schmidt makes a motion for those appointments, seconded by Mr. Hernandez. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the appointments carry.
I have one more.
Yes, sir.
I would like to reappoint Mr. Walt Kaiser, 105 North St. Charles Street, to the Parks and Recreation Board.
As motioned by Mr. Lee, seconded by Mr. Caputa. All in favor?
Aye.
And the appointment is made. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
A request out of Ward Number 9, a request for a transfer of special use permit number 7988 from Chicago Market and Deli, LLC, DBA Chicago Steak and Lemonade, to Alma Group, DBA Hawaiian Grill, for the location and operation of a sit-down, carry-out restaurant located at 2575 North Highway 67. Mr. Hernandez.
I'd like to request approval of this transfer of use permit. The establishment has changed hands several years during my tenure here, and the only thing difference in this restaurant is going to be just the menu again. And hopefully the petitioner will have good success in establishing the restaurant there. And it's a good location off of Lindbergh there between Taco Bell and True Value. So I wish him well with that. And then in saying that, I'd also like to request 3 readings to get him going and running his restaurant. Thank you.
The motion is made by Mr. Hernandez, seconded by Mr. Hinkie. All in favor? The motion carries. Bills for first reading. Bill 9079.
An ordinance authorizing a transfer of special use permit 7988 from Chicago Market and Deli LLC, DBA Chicago Steak and Lemonade, to Alma Group, Inc., DBA Hawaiian Grill, for the location and operation of a sit-down carry-out restaurant located at 2575 North Highway 67.
Mr. Hernandez makes a motion for a second reading. I will second that motion. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Clerk, please read the bill for the second time.
An ordinance authorizing a transfer of special use permit 7988 from Chicago Market and Deli LLC, DBA Chicago Steak and Lemonade, to Alma Group, Inc., DBA Hawaiian Grill, for the location and operation of a sit-down carry-out restaurant located at 2575 North Highway 67.
Mr. Hernandez makes a motion for a third reading. That is seconded by Mr. Schmidt. Is there any discussion? A roll call vote, please.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Hernandez?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Egan?
Yes?
Caputa.
Yes.
Shuldroff.
Yes.
Hanky.
Yes.
Pagano.
Yes.
Authorizing a transfer of special use permit number 7988 from Chicago Market and Deli LLC, DBA Chicago Steak and Lemonade, to Alma Group, Inc., DBA Hawaiian Grill, for the location and operation of a sit-down carry-out restaurant located at 2575 North Highway 67.
Prior to a final vote being taken on this bill, is there anyone in the audience that would like to make comment? Seeing none, clerk, please poll the council.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Hernandez?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Egan?
Yes?
Caputa.
Yes.
Shuldroff.
Yes.
Hanky.
Yes.
Pagano.
Yes.
Bill number 9079 passes and becomes ordinance 8124, 8124. 8125. Bill 9080.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Florissant to enter into and execute a contract with St. Louis County, Missouri for municipal ordinance prosecution in the St. Louis County's Municipal Courts Mental Health Jail Diversion Program.
Your Honor.
Yeah, just to clarify, Mr. President, I know you came in and asked me if we wanted to do 3 readings on this, and I thought it probably would be better for it to go on a routine basis. We have no objection to 3 readings, but our court is really not as equipped as St. Louis County to handle cases where we detect that there might be mental illness involved. So this is an improvement over the way we're handling it now, where we don't really have the personnel that are trained to handle people that are maybe challenged by some type of mental health issues. But leave up to the council whether you want to do it tonight or in 2 weeks.
Next item on the agenda, council announcements. Mr. Hernandez.
Just on a personal note, this past year I've struggled quite a bit with my health. And so first it was my back, then it reverted to my knee. So I'm finally getting knee surgery this week. So I might be out for about a week or so come this weekend. But it's oncurring. I can't bend my knee or pivot. So I finally get to resolve it, and hopefully that takes care of it. But just want to let you know. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. I have a couple quick announcements myself. Number one, I want to thank everyone that came out this past weekend at the St. Ferdinand Barbecue for Team Aaron. She's a 4-year-old girl living in our parish up at St. Ferdinand, who has Down syndrome and has been recently diagnosed with leukemia. We're running a basketball tournament and charity barbecue for her, and we will be there the next 3 Saturdays, every Saturday and Sunday in March. So if you want to come out and get some great barbecue and support a fantastic cause, we'd love to see you there at St. Ferdinand Church, 1635 Charbonnier. And secondly, more of a personal request, one of the officers that I work with, her daughter is 4 years old and has cancer. And we're doing a dining for Murphy at Applebee's in Creve Coeur this Wednesday. Applebee's in Creve Coeur on Wednesday. How these 4-year-olds get cancer, I don't know, but it's one of the saddest things you ever hear. 11 a.m. till closing. If you are out and about, please come by and get some food at Applebee's in Creve Coeur and help support the cause. I believe it's 15% of the sales will go to the Baker family. Thank you very much. Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Right after the last council meeting, I traveled to Jefferson City to testify against House Bills 768 and 812. These are introduced to benefit the city of Chesterfield at the expense of the rest of St. Louis County. So I was joined by Webster Grove's Mayor Jerry Walsh, Tim Werther from Wildwood, and James McGee from Bonita Park. And also testifying was Tom Curran, representing the county executive against that legislation. And while I was there, I took the opportunity to bring yet another plea to Governor Nixon's office, asking him to do everything that he could to convince the Department of Revenue to allow the Florissant Rotary to continue operating the Missouri Vehicle License Office in Florissant. That revenue from that office, as everyone knows, benefits Marygrove, a home for abused and neglected children, Team Emergency Assistance Ministry, Team Food Pantry, and the Valley Industries Sheltered Workshop. Valley Industries had a very successful Mayor's Ball last Saturday. I'd like to thank everyone that was involved in organizing it, everybody that attended. It was a very enjoyable evening. It's the social event of the year now, and we had great coverage from everybody, including the Ladue News, and I think that event put a lot of the other events that they cover in that publication to shame. While we're on the St. Pat's theme, Thursday this week is the Senior St. Pat's Party at Egan Center, and then also Saturday we're going to have the parade is on. As far as I know, the parade downtown is going to be on. The Alex Pfeiffer, the Valley Flowers Queen and her court, and I will be participating in that parade. And then on St. Patrick's Day, I believe there will be another parade, Mr. Egan?
There will be.
And I'm sure Mr. Egan will be at that parade. And also, on that same day, the Shrine, St. Ferdinand Shrine, will be hosting a corned beef cabbage, I think all from noon until around 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Also on Saturday, there's going to be a youth symposium sponsored by Sigma Gamma Rho sorority. They try to enlighten, encourage, and promote high scholastic attainment and community service by youth, and they seek to help youth come to grips with peer pressure, challenges that might help them deal and make healthy choices, healthy living, and healthy education choices. That's going to be Saturday, and I don't have the location. Also on the week after that, March 21st, we're going to have a doubleheader at Egan Center. We're going to have the snack with the Easter Bunny at 10 o'clock to 11, and then the Greater North County Chamber Business Fair is going to also be at the Egan Center from 10 to 2. This is also going to be a taste of North County with all different kind of venues to sample, and for a very nominal fee. I think it's $2 for children, $5 for adults. You really won't be able to eat it all. It's really a very filling meal, and also you get to see all the different businesses that are located in Florissant that are going to have exhibits there. So hope to see you at one of these events. Thank you.
The next meeting of the Florissant City Council will be March 23rd, 2015 at 7:30 p.m. Mr. Shildroff moves for adjournment, and is seconded by Mr. Hernandez. All in favor? Aye. The council stands adjourned.